talked about is the different types of annuities, and we're not saying go out and buy an annuity tomorrow. Just more of we're looking at the options to help. What are there to cover? How would a potential annuity cover or help cover long-term care?
Yeah, so when it comes to the annuity space, there's really two types of coverage for long-term care nursing home protections. One's more preventative, kind of earlier on, something where you purchase an annuity potentially to provide you lifetime guaranteed income. But a lot of these options typically will offer you the ability to add what's called a long-term care rider to that, where it will increase your benefit, maybe double that payment for you for a period of time to help you cover for care.
Yep.
Not a silver bullet, obviously. Again, as Matt
I wouldn't call
said,
that long-term care insurance. It's more like
right. It's just
another help.
It's a back pocket benefit you don't pay for. You don't have to qualify health-wise either, which is a benefit, meaning if you couldn't qualify for a life insurance or a long-term care policy itself, no underwriting is involved, but it's not the reason to purchase an annuity, in my opinion. It can just be an added benefit to that. You'll also see two what are called Medicaid annuities. As Derek said, kind of similar to an irrevocable trust, helps you look poor on paper so that the government steps in and help pays for your care. But on top of that, might not necessarily be the care that you want. But it's more for a spouse, help shield the assets for the spouse who may not be in that home, because they can keep a certain amount of money, around $137,000 plus their income wouldn't be subject to the home. So way to shield that.
Well, if someone wants to buy, I guess when it comes to the annuity route, again, we're not saying by any means that's the ultimate route, but if you're going to purchase something that provides lifetime income, maybe it's good to get something that also would double that income if you need long-term care, home health care, just to give an added benefit.
Right, and it's just the idea of letting, sort of listeners or viewers or whatever know that those are options and to sort of ask those questions.
Yep.
Like, okay, is there any, do those benefits exist on this one recommendation that you're making, Mr. Advisor? Like being aware that they can be in like your back pocket, you don't pay for them, it's just part of the package. Or do you want to slant towards a company that, if we're looking at company A, B, and C, which one has the better long-term care, if that's sort of like, part of your concern. The other thing, to jump back to the Medicaid annuities, and even with the irrevocable trusts, just to, the compliance I had on, but the idea of like, just make sure you obviously work with an attorney on that too. Correct. I mean, only because specifically the Medicaid annuity, I mean, those are very, very rigid, in order to qualify for. And so obviously we work with attorneys and we have in our network. So, but I mean, they work, you just have to be talk about implementing properly. I mean, those have to be.
Anything, great point, guys. Anything we're saying though is not like, hey, we support this one. It's just, these are all just the options. These are different ways to help shield the assets or cover some of the gap if you needed a healthcare situation.
Big time.
Medicaid annuity as well is just never going to be. It's an emergency. It's the only reason you'd select that.
Big time.